I know you're busy. That's why I'm going to tell you everything that happened in the Big Ten, everything you need to know this past weekend. I'm going to do it in 10 minutes. Our rapid recap. Locked On Big Ten starts now.
You are Locked On Big Ten, your daily podcast on the Big Ten Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Big Ten. I'm Craig Sheeman. Thank you for checking us out as well and making us your first listen each and every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Hit that free subscribe button down below if you're brand new. That way you'll never miss a single episode. And if you could share, follow, and like, that would be awesome as well. Plus, you can hype our YouTube videos as well. So every Big Ten team, every game this weekend, Indiana, Oregon, Washington, USC, everybody putting points on the board, plus some defensive efforts. And we'll take a quick peek, a look ahead at week 5. But first, let's get into it. The big game of the weekend. Number 9, Illinois goes into Bloomington to take on the Hoosiers. And the Hoosiers win 63-10. Who knew? Fernando Mendoza threw 5 touchdown passes for the second consecutive game. Elijah Surratt caught 2 touchdown passes. D'Angelo Pons blocked a punt, scooped it up, and scored a touchdown. And Indiana's defense held Illinois to just 2 yards rushing. Yeah, I said that, 2 yards rushing. They also sacked Luke Altmaier 7 times. They had 10 tackles for loss. The Hoosiers played their backups for the entire fourth quarter in this blowout. Michigan went into Nebraska, a game that was a benchmark for both teams to see where they stood. Michigan wins 30-27. This game was tied at 17 at the half. Dylan Raiola connected on a 52-yard Hail Mary. Raiola looking good, I thought, throughout the day, this with no time left at the end of the half. But then Michigan's offense started warming up with the ground game. They had 3 big plays. One at the end of the half, Justice Haynes, 75-yard touchdown. He had a 75-yarder against Oklahoma, too. Jordan Marshall, a 54-yard run. Bryce Underwood, just a wide-open 37-yard run for a touchdown versus man-to-man coverage. He passed for a modest 105 yards, though, on the day. Dylan Raiola throwing for 308 yards, 3 touchdowns, had an interception. But again, the Wolverines' defensive line sacked him 7 times. And the defense muscled its way to 9 tackles for loss. By the way, Sharon Moore's suspension is over. He's now back with the team. Maryland rolled into Camp Randall and blew out Wisconsin. Well, 27-10 was the final score. Fire Fickell. Those were the chants from the fans at Camp Randall at halftime when Wisconsin was down 20-0 at the half. And a very, very quiet crowd. Jump around has never been so quiet. Unbelievable. That used to never happen there. True freshman Malik Washington from Maryland. I continue to be amazed by him and his hot start. 2 touchdown passes to Shalik Knotts. One was a 62-yarder. He ran for another touchdown. Maryland has now matched its win total from last year. They're 4-0, and they've outscored those 4 opponents 130-36. Octavian Smith Jr. had 6 catches for 113 yards. Jalen Husky had a 46-yard interception return to set up a score. That's 8 picks for the defense this year. 6 sacks in this game, a blocked field goal, and a blocked punt. Nothing went right for Wisconsin. Everything went right for Maryland in this game. Billy Edwards Jr., the former Terp, now with the Badgers, try to give it a go. He's been hurt since week 1. Only lasted a series. His knee hurt. Danny O'Neal had to come in and finish up the game. Meanwhile, Oregon flying high. Slowish start against Oregon State. Kind of similar to the Northwestern game. Both sides traded touchdowns here. And then Oregon did what Oregon does. This series has been going on since 1894. Ducks win this game 41-7. All Oregon in the second half. Dante Moore threw for 305 yards, had a career high 4 touchdown passes to 4 different receivers. That was impressive. Offense rolled with 585 yards. Defense, no sacks or interceptions. We'll see. They gotta get some of that next week. You know who's next week? Penn State, the rematch of the Big Ten championship game, the whiteout. That'll be live on NBC. 7:30 Saturday night. We're going live after that game here on Locked On Big Ten. Purdue. Well, here's what I can say about Purdue. They had to play Notre Dame. We all talk about the USC-Notre Dame rivalry. Purdue got to play them both in back-to-back weeks. Played USC last week, played Notre Dame this week. Had a massive weather delay in both of them. Over 3 hours last week. A lengthy rain delay in the middle of this one. Notre Dame wins at 56-30. And for the Boilermakers, Ryan Brown, 250 yards through the air, a touchdown and interception. Devin Mockabee, 12 carries, 16 yards. That's well below what he's capable of. So Notre Dame did a great job shutting him down. Notre Dame had 254 yards through the on the ground and 281 through the air. You add all that up and add it to what the Boilermakers gave up last week against the USC offense, which is amazing. The Boilermakers have given up 995 yards in the last 2 games. They got to shore that up. They're going to get an opportunity to do so. They have a bye week this week. Meanwhile, the Apple Cup, Washington State. Washington wins this one 59-24. Jamal Williams Jr., 4 touchdown passes, ran for a score, 298 yards in the air, 88 on the ground, 471 yards of total offense. This team hasn't punted yet. They've scored every drive of the year. They're incredible. Jonah Coleman, 59 on the ground, a couple of touchdowns, but he's a receiving back for this game, 104 yards and a touchdown. I keep touting this kid for the Heisman, but he's West Coast. He plays late. A lot of people don't see. Every game he has had eye-popping stats. Washington fan, let's hear from you. Hit me up in the comments. Let's get this talk going. Denzel Boston, 107 yards and 2 touchdowns as well. Alex McLaughlin had a pick 6, one of his 2 interceptions on the night. And again, the scoring streak of theirs, 21 straight scoring drives for the Huskies. It's been incredible. In fact, they scored touchdowns on 7 of their 8 drives, had the field goal as well. And they are ready. They're playing well. They had a bye last week. They've got it dialed in, and they get to welcome in the number 1 team of the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, this weekend. We can't wait for that game. Also, the late game, many of you may have missed this because it kicked off at 11 o'clock Eastern on Saturday, 8 o'clock Pacific. USC and Michigan State. This is an interesting game. Looked like USC had this thing wrapped up at the half, and a scary moment just before the half. I'll tell you about that in a second. But then Michigan State fought back in the second half, made it an interesting game, and then USC put the final exclamation point and was able to win this game. So Jaden Maeva, 3 touchdown passes, rushed for 2 more. Waymon Jordan rushed for 157 yards. Mekhi Lemon, 127 yards receiving, caught a touchdown pass, ran for another. 517 yards for the Trojans. 4 straight games now, they've had a minimum of 460 yards of offense. They got Illinois next. And frankly, I don't know what kind of headspace Illinois is in after their drubbing at Bloomington next week. So that'll be an interesting game for sure. Now, I mentioned a scary moment in this game. It stopped for 10 minutes just before the half. There were a couple of scary plays, as a matter of fact. At one play, 2 Michigan State players ran into each other on defense, and they were both down for a while. They get them off. And then the very next play, the real scary moment, where Wayne Matthews, he wasn't moving. He got hit, wasn't moving, had to be carted off the field and taken to the hospital. Good news, though. He's back to normal. He tweeted out he's good to go. Can't wait he'll be back better than ever, he says. And the team didn't fly home till Sunday, so he was able to be released from the hospital and fly home with his teammates. So that's some good news for those of you that may have been concerned and haven't heard the outcome of that one. Meanwhile, one other quick note, because Spartans quarterback Aiden Childs, he's from Long Beach. USC did not recruit him out of high school, but they did try to get him a year later in the transfer portal. But he said, nah, I'm sticking with Jonathan Smith. I'm going from Oregon State to Michigan State. Coming back home in front of his friends and family, had 243 of Michigan State's 333 total yards, threw 3 touchdown passes, and ran for another in that game. And then the other game in the Big Ten, the weekend started on Friday. Iowa, they went into Rutgers, and they won 38-28. I've repeatedly told you, we told you to take the over on this game because Rutgers has been scoring, and now Iowa put it all together. Iowa was helped out from the get-go. Caden Weegan had the opening kickoff, took it 100 yards for a touchdown. He had another big return for 43 yards at the end of the half. But Mark Gronowski finally started to get some success passing. He hadn't had any yet. Threw for 186 yards. Still hasn't thrown a touchdown. Didn't throw a touchdown in this game. They had a 43. They had Jackson Rexroth had an interception in this game as well. And on Rutgers' side, Ethan Cadillac-Manis had 330 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. And Ian Strong, who has played in 3 of the 4 games, and all 3 is tipped 100 yards receiving, had 151 with 8 catches. So love your comments on what you noticed this weekend in the Big Ten, all the teams that played. If you're new to us, hit that free subscribe button down below. That way you'll never miss a single episode. And if you could share, follow, and like, that would be great. I know some of you listen on audio. Download us on Apple or Spotify. That way you never miss a single episode. We also have a website, talkbig10.com, where we put all of our podcasts. You can check that out as well. Coming up, I'm going to run down our plans and how things are going to go into the upcoming weekend here with our next live broadcast. In the meantime, we're still cranking them out every day, but we can do the live ones on the weekend. I'll have all the details that's coming up in just a minute right here as we continue on Locked On Big Ten. Quick question for you. Remember when you went to football games in college or maybe earlier in life? Sometimes you get busy, maybe you quit going. You remember the old time days, man? What hat were you wearing? What hat were you wearing? Why do I ask? Well, I'm asking you on behalf of the game because these aren't just hats that they sell. They're the same vintage styles that we wore back in the day in the 80s and the 90s. And you can still get them for the same price you got them back then for $16.99 if you use my special code, Locked On. That's right. Go to thegamecaps.com. That's thegamecaps.com and use my code Locked On to get the discount. They sent me some. I'm an Indiana grad, even though we talk about all the Big Ten teams. Sent me these beauties. Check this out. Home and away, white and red. If you're on audio, I'm holding them up to the screen now. Look at that stitching and the logos. Old school. Absolutely fantastic. So check it out at thegamecaps.com. Use the code Locked On for the exclusive discount because legends wear the game. Games are exciting on their own, but they're even more exciting. You got something on them with FanDuel. That's right. FanDuel helps you enjoy NFL games, and they got this can't miss offer here. Right now, if you're a new customer, you can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. And across the app, it's easy to use. They got the point spreads, they got the money line, they got the game totals, they got the props, they got the futures. You got a hunch on something in the future, like the winner of that big game in February? Go for it with FanDuel, and the paybacks are really fast as well. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com and get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Your local businesses that you love to go in, run by Square. That's right. This episode also brought to you by Square. You know, certain businesses, the comfortable ones in your neighborhood, maybe it's the coffee shop that knows your name, has your order ready to go before you walk in, the butcher shop, the grocery store, the restaurant. Chances are they run on Square, and they're very efficient. And these are what make these local establishments just run smooth and make them comfortable for you, the customer, your neighbors, your friends, all that. So spending money doesn't just support the business, it supports the people behind it and the community around it. So Square is a proud partner of more than 4 million neighborhood businesses around the world. You can go to square.com/go/lockedoncollege. Again, that's square.com/go/lockedoncollege to learn more. But before you go support your favorite neighborhood spot. You'll be happy you did. Square. See ya in the neighborhood. All right. Thanks for checking us out here on Locked On Big Ten. And I will tell you that we have some big plans for this weekend, and it's going to follow the whiteout game with Oregon at Penn State. I'm very excited about that. So we go live. We pick a game to go live on during the weekend, and we're going to do that one this week. We went live twice this past weekend with the Michigan Nebraska game, and then after the Illinois Indiana game. We're just going to do it once this upcoming weekend. The whiteout game. It's a 7:30 kickoff on NBC. That should end around 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Pacific. We'll go live right after that. And the cool part about going live is I get your immediate feedback and reaction on real live time comments. You get mine unfiltered right after the game. These shows are a lot of fun, and we hope that you'll join us for that. Mark your calendar. But we're here every day in between. We're going to be talking every single day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But we'll go live on Saturday night. You can also check us out at Twitter at TalkBig10. Don't forget Tuesday tweets. Send me a tweet. I'll put it on the program tomorrow. plus our website, talkbig10.com as well. Hit that free subscribe button before you go. That way you'll never miss a single episode. And if you could share, follow, and like as well. And in another big moment by our Locked On family, for you college football fans, Locked On and Fire TV present College Football Kickoff, your ultimate college football weekly preview. Drake Toll from Locked On Big 12 anchors it. Gary Patterson, two-time AP Coach of the Year. Also, Jesse Holly and all of our Locked On experts give you expertise going into the weekend. The College Football Kickoff every Thursday throughout the season on Fire TV. That'll do it for us. I can't wait till we meet again tomorrow. Check us out right here for Locked On Big Ten. I'm Craig Sheeman.